Greetings everybody and welcome to the update 1.56 review. Obviously this covers the recent February update featuring 3 cars, some new escapes, obviously a new menu book. So we're just going to look at all those details and let's dig into the content and see what we have. So, that distinct noise there comes from the BMW Z4 3i 2003. This is a car that's been pretty much there since Gran Turismo 4. Obviously, it got the preview treatment in Gran Turismo 5, 6, and so now here it is back in the main game here. As pointed out by someone, this actually has different wheels compared to its previous appearances, so perhaps a different reference car was used in bringing this car back? Anyhow, let's look at what this car has on offer with customizations here. So you can put a wide body, and we're going to see what that looks like. And, well, I wasn't expecting the little additions onto the fender. I was expecting a bit more of a wide-bodied flare there, but this is what's on offer there. So, if you're wondering what this will look like with a wide body on it, there it is, for your consideration. As far as other parts here, so for the front, for this footer there, I've also got this whole different bumper there, so if this is more the look you want to go for, that is an option for you to look at. For the side, so you can remove the badges there. You can also add that little part down there. As far as the rear is concerned, you can also remove the Z4 and 3i badges there, and you can add a diffuser if you wish. So that's what you can do. And as for the wings, this is where things get a little weird because well, this is kind of okay. It's a little funky for my eyes. And then of course there's the usual custom wing set if you want to do something with that. So that is some of the customizations here. And as far as the driving goes, the car just feels fantastic to drive there. And it's very responsive, good turn in. Now you can get a little happy with it, but I feel like you would have to really try hard to be out of control with this. It just feels that easy to drive. And I by no means consider myself one of the top drivers or anything there, but in my hands, it's very easy. You can't really screw up with this car. So it's a very nice little car there. I feel like it's one of those cars where you want to start speeding up things. This is a nice little entry into that. So you have a very good amount of uptick in speed, but it's still easy to control. And from the customization I saw with the roll bars, I feel like a 1 meg would be pretty good with this. So go nuts with this thing. That old school big boy noise comes from this Mercedes-Benz Unimog Type 411. Certainly an interesting addition, with it only being available in one color. So definitely a big talking point. Might even have been what was referred to when there was going to be a lot to talk about. Still debatable, but people are talking about it, so there can be no doubt about that. So, let's look at what unique customizations this has on offer. So as far as wide body is concerned, you can do that. Although it's probably not a wide body in the most traditional sense. There's a little bit of flare coming from the front. That's about all that I can visually see, at least. I suppose the rear has something a little bit different about it. Although the track does seem to get a little wider. As far as the other customizations for the front, we've got a roll bar there. These little bumper sections. So these are some interesting little parts that could be customized. And for the sides, this little smokestack there. So a little interesting quirky additions when it comes to those. And that's for the rear there, an extended bed, and this little thing here. Just really intriguing to look at. And what makes this even more interesting is that if you do put the wide body on there, these options, you've got a little more. You know, you've got a camper on one of them, you've got hay. So kind of like the quirky additions with this. And as far as driving, and I just had to show that just to make sure you all saw that this thing can clear bridges. But anyway, as far as handling goes, it's not the worst thing in the world to handle, far from it. You're not going to be using the brakes a lot depending on the track you take this at. So it's not exactly going to be worrying you at any point. And the vehicle itself, now obviously a lot of people talk about how, oh, it's, once again, it's not a hypercar, it's not a GT3 car, where are those, where is this, blah blah blah, and all that. And I personally like little interesting additions like this. These are pretty unique. And I think this is the sort of stuff that Gran Turismo kind of thrives on. I don't see the problem in having it, in my personal opinion. So, this is a lovely little addition to the game there. No questions asked. And, if you want to have some more fun with it, there's some modifications you can do to really spice things up. So, have at it. Whistling noise there comes from the Peugeot 205 GTI. Another neat little addition. Second update in a row where there is an iconic hatchback that has been added to the game there. And they've definitely added one very recognizable, especially if you already are familiar with its Group B counterpart. So this car, pretty cool thing there. Now it's not like the road-going homologation special that we had in previous games. This one's way closer to a more pedestrian base car. And either way, let's see what we have customization wise. So let's take a look at this. As far as wide bodies are concerned, this kind of does have one, but it's more like you just don't have the black panels anymore. Instead, just have same colored panels. But if you want to make your Peugeot 205 rally, like I did, there's your starting point right there. That's literally what that car actually has. Speaking of those other variants, these customizations allow for that sort of thing. So let's look at the front for example here. So you've got that normal part, you've got this bumper, and you got those lights there, so you can do those more lower powered rally cars there that are a bit more closer to the base car that has been seen. As far as the sides here, what this does is this gets rid of the black panels at say 1.9 in GTI right there behind the window. So, and again, like many, there are multiple variants where those are not there, so you can do that. So you've got some good flexibility in terms of doing stuff. As far as the rear, you can get rid of this black panel. You can even get rid of the badges. So again, if you want to do a variant like the Rally, you can do that very easily. So that option is very present if that's the thing you want to do. As far as a wing, not too much there. You can go wingless. You can add this wing here, but not really much to do there. So definitely more of the attention placed on the front bumpers, the sides, and so forth. But another cool thing, I really wanted to point this out because I thought this was really cool. And again, plays into the variations and stuff like that. Obviously, you could do license plates, but look at this. You can get rid of those fog lamps, you got those grills, you got the black parts, you got them blanked up. The options for that front grille I thought were pretty cool and pretty interesting. And given the amount of variance this car alone has, it's pretty neat. And as far as driving is concerned, again, a really fun car to drive around. Really good handling, really good and responsive. And it's another one of those cars to where, if you're trying to figure out the driving, if you're learning about driving on this game, and again, you have a good bit of an uptick in speed, this is one of those fantastic cars to learn with as you start getting faster, but you still got enough control of it to get an idea and feel for things. And just like in real life, it's a nice little starter guard to do some little project stuff on it, so you got the price of one out of this. And as I pointed out there with the customizations there, depending on whatever variant perhaps you had in real life, maybe you want to do that. Maybe you remember somebody living near you that had one, and you want to replicate that. Well, there's certainly a lot of options for you to pull off those, and it's a really neat thing to do. And I personally myself am planning on doing one in particular that showed up at the British Saloon Car Championship at Brands Hatch. Hence why I have this track here for this car. Overall, pretty neat. And speaking of Peugeots, one of the extra menu here is, of course, Peugeot. So as long as you have those three cars there, that is how you complete this extra menu. And once you do, you can have it completed not only by having this little picture here, but it even gives you this 5-star ticket right there. Of course, on my end, I ended up getting 1 million credits out of it. You might get a new car out of it, or something else. Either way, that's what you get for the ticket. And then finally, scapes. And for this time, panning. And basically, shots of your car in movement, flashing by. And these are just really great. Like, just these example photos are pretty amazing. So I can't wait to see what the community does with their own creations here. It's another one of those scapes that's a really fantastic addition, knowing how creative the community can be. So, overall, I found this update to be a pretty neat one there. Now, obviously, some people are still complaining that certain cars aren't in the game. I'm at a point where I kind of really don't need that all that much there. I'm just glad, first off, to have the game, and secondly, to enjoy each of these cars. It's another one of those updates where I'm sort of reminded I don't really need a lot to enjoy. And anyway, that's it for this review. And if you liked it, give this a like. And if you want to see more of these, then feel free to subscribe, as I will make these every time an update comes out. So, without further ado, that's it for this, and I will see you guys in the next video.